Hey guys, welcome back to the Space Agency. I'm Wandering Kid. As you can see, the Taxicab 2 is currently passing the Ares Helm Wolf launcher, which I've basically just been switching to and doing station keeping, as it approaches the Ares Helm. We're going to dock this up on the back, because I'm not trusting that I can get this correctly into where the docking ports are in the front without damaging something. Just kill our speed here. There we go. Alright. So, we'll start with control from here. Turn on our RCS. Okay, so these are our docking points. There we go. Alright, that's docked up. That'll start drawing power. Alright, now we gotta go get Harkin out and go grab one of our wolves. They're slowly but surely floating away. Let's get that closer. Alright, looks like we got ourselves into a decent park. So we'll turn these around, bring in the solar panel so that Harkin doesn't accidentally run one over. Have you let go, turn on your RCS, back away from everything. Let's go that way. Alright, we got him in one of them. Now, to double check which one I put him in, I'm pretty sure I put him in the top one, but we're going to click on the crew hatch. Good. Alright. We'll decouple the node. Okay, the engines are not activated on this. That's fine. Turn on RCS. Why are my RCS thrusters not doing anything? Oh. So it was on fine controls. There we go. Well, I was hoping to get a 0 degree, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to pull that off. I'll get close. Alright, now. RCS on. To go that way and this way. Alright, we got the first one on. Now we just gotta go get the other one. There we go, and everybody's aligned. Ish. Well, now we need to put as many of the Kerbals as we can into the ship. And we'll start up here. With everything set up for our airplane. Looks like it's time to undock it and send it home. What kind of timings do I have on everything else? Mini-tug comes into range in 30 minutes. Alright. That might be while I'm trying to do my landing maneuver. think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the plane down to 75K first, since we're in a parking orbit up at about 100. I'll take care of the mini-tug and make sure I'm not interrupted during my landing pattern. Alright, let's undock. Switch over to you. Oh, you? Huh. You just float that way for a minute. Actually, I can just dump this thing. It shouldn't run into anything if it breaks, right? Nope. That's the wrong way. Nothing like having debris kicking around your station that you've done everything you can to play with. Oh, that's why I needed to be on orbit. We'll just deorbit this thing. There, I no longer care about you. I'm dropping a bomb on a Kerbin somewhere. You I care about. Alright. RCS. Well, wrong way. There we go. Let's get away from that. Let's control from there. Let's get away from the station a bit. Alright, that gets them out of the Ares helm orbit. Over here, we'll drop another orbit lowering. Well, if I'm going to get around to that maneuver node in about 14 minutes anyway, and the mini-tug's 28 minutes out, you know what? I think I'm just going to burn in and see if I can't get to the Space Center. So what we'll do is we'll come in at about... bring it down about 25, I think. I missed my landing spot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and come down next to the runway here. Not my finest landing, but I'll take it. I've done worse. Let's unlock steering. Might as well recover what we can. Turn off the brakes. Make sure we get 100% by being on the runway. There we go. Alright, let's hit the brakes and recover the vessel. So we recovered 53K funds. Taxicab 2 is pretty much a success. I don't like the burnout. I've got to get a better landing vector, and it's got a bit of control issues for pitch control during burn-in. Other than that, it was alright. Let's see. John Solo advanced to level 1. Bill, I think, was level 1. Sherman's level 1. Randall gets a 1. Bob and Giofgas are the same. See how everybody's doing over here. So, it looks like I got everybody up to level 1 and 2. Abby got up to 3. Excellent. So Sherman and Randall are both pilots as well. We still got Harkin up in space. He needs to come home and get his XP at some point. Alright, I'm going to call that a success for the moment. The mini-tug is about to pull into range. That's what I call timing. Alright, yeah, let's see what's going on. There you are. Here's the mini-tug. You can tell when the Ares helm loads. Alright, I don't want to bring this free-floating engine anywhere near the helm. So I'm going to turn prograde. We're going to dump the engine. See ya. Okay, now we're control from here. Well, that's vivacious. Alright. Go. See if I can align these docking ports properly. Come on. That's pretty close. Alright, now. RCS on. Let's pull in some solar panels. Let's just pull them all in. Come on, abort, damn it. Why are you not toggling my God damn it. Crack those. This thing really doesn't want to hook on. We're just going to let it see what it does. Turn off RCS, turn off SAS. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can't get things better docked with our new docking alignment indicator. Now, if you take a look, my green and my red engines have a problem. You can notice here, my plate's just a little bit off here up in the front. Okay, well, that went quickly. It's almost like that front one wasn't clamped. Well, I think I may have found my problem. That front one just clamped on me. There we go. Alright. We're going to control from there. We're going to set that as our target. Turn on RCS, turn on SAS. Back off just a moment. Now, to make this a little easier, We're going to disable the RCS ports on the front unit, so that I'm not dealing with as much wobble. Okay, so I'm not getting a relink. I never got far enough away, apparently. I should be clamping there. I'm still not clamping down. Alright, let's go for 3 meters away. Okay. How does our joins look this time? Still not great. I take that back. That looks a lot better. It's just a hair off, but you know, it's still better than what it was. Alright, now we're going to do it for the other side. Alright, we shut off the RCS and SAS on the front module. Now we just need to undock and redock the right side engines. Oh, that rotation looks pretty good, actually. Go. And we should lock in here in a moment. Let that rear one lock in. There, that looks a lot better, I think. Oh, for sure once I get all the way in. Yeah, I think we're seated properly, finally. Yeah, that looks good. So, let's just double check. Get the HUD out of my way. Okay. That's got an undock on it. That's got an undock on it. That has one. That has one. Alright, everybody's locked back in on the Ares helm. Should be running a lot cleaner now. Okay, so the Ares helm is pretty much ready to go to Duna. There's not much else that has to happen other than staffing it. We're going to leave Harkin up here for a bit. He'll be driving this around for a little while. Mission elapsed time so far on the Ares helm, from when the core went up, which is the main piece, is 51 days. We still have the shield and the sword to go up. So I figure it's only fair to warn you guys, there are things in the background going on for the Ares shield and sword. For example, we have the OSR Sky Crane. Here we have the Ares Hawk 2 on one of its early test flights. So for our Duna mission, I'm keeping track of a satellite assembly for the Ares sword. Each one of these is a satellite that will end up being towed out to where it needs to go. Here's the first draft of the Ares shield. The Ares shield is meant to be a tanker ship. Additionally, you guys may remember I was building out the Test 2C with a refueler. Now, one of the things the Test 2C with refueling does have, as long as I don't care about coming home, is the ability to insert into Ike and Gilly. So we'll be sending one of these along, as it's basically its own craft, so it can do an insertion to Ike. Hey, wanted to bring you back. I'm trying out the new microphones, so you'll have to let me know what you think of it compared to the old headset one. This is the Test 2C with a refueler that we're bringing over Moon. We're doing our burn-in here, or orbital insertion, but I'm screwing around, so I missed it a little bit. Now, this should help with the crosstalk that was happening during engine burns and the crosstalk coming into the microphone, so hopefully that's better, too, at the very least. Well, I want to show you how this thing looks once we get rid of our insertion package. So as you can see there, I have plenty of Delta V still, but we're going to be getting rid of it before we actually use it.
So we finished our burn, and we're sitting at orbit of about 25.6, 25.5, somewhere in there. And we're going to detach the insertion point. Since I don't really care about it, we're going to go get rid of it. Laters! Now, if I did this right, what I should do is I should flip this over so that I keep the insertion burner for our initial landing, but I have to, right now the satellite that needs to stay in orbit is between the lander and the insertion. So, well, yeah, we'll be safe from this for a minute. What we're going to do now is we're going to separate the two stages. This is what it looks like when it's up in orbit. We'll decouple. As you can see, we have a lander and our Xenon station. We're going to rename the ship here. Oops, no, not what I wanted to do. That one, there we go. Eesh. No, not the port. There we go. Turn you into a station. We'll do the Moon Xenon refueling station. Refueler station? Yeah. So now we'll have a nice refueler sitting in orbit for our lander. Just double checking that the solar panels work here. Yep, we're good. Now, let's see, where is my target? Oh dear. I think we're on the dark side. Let's see here. Yeah, that's going to be in the dark for a while. I don't want to try and land Ion into the dark. So, we're going to... Yeah, we'll redock up the station here. I'm really loving this alignment indicator, let me tell you guys. This thing is so wonderful. It gets rid of all that I can't see problems that you have. This was an excellent recommendation. Now, what's weird is I keep losing velocity as I'm doing my approach. Not sure exactly what's going on with that, because the lander's not exactly under power here. But, whatever. There we go. We're redocked back. So they'll be safe, and we have to go get rid of that insertion piece. And when we get back into the light and can land on that thing in the light, we'll come back to this and deal with it. But you can see how it's going to behave. So as our final bid for this episode, Shadow Mogi, I think I'm saying that right, had asked me to explain suicide burns and burn times and what that means. If you look over here on the right, I've got basically a custom-built toolbar from Curve called the Suicide Burn Bar. What this will do is it will show you all of the different bits and pieces that are going to be involved in a suicide burn. And right now, because I haven't slowed down yet, and I'm not actually going to impact, I don't have a suicide burn. So I'm aiming at this one, Shellman's Span. I forget what's down here, but I gotta go down there and get it. And as I started to slow down, you notice I have a suicide burn. How far it is until I do the burn, how much dB I'll burn on it, what my impact altitude is going to be, and how long until I hit. The slope and the biome are just helpful things to know, such as the impact biome is going to be the highlands. Now, the reason you do a suicide burn to save delta V is because anything else is more expensive. Because what happens is you end up fighting gravity for much longer time than you need to unless you burn at the very last moment. Bear with me. There we go. Now let's switch this to surface. Close that. Where is my... There we go. Now, let me just take a look at my landing point. Actually, I'm going to land a little shorter than I want, but that's okay. Now, I could just kill my velocity here and come down. But the big thing you're looking for, like I've got down here, suicide burn distance and impact time. This is when you start your burn. So in 4,700 meters, I need to start a suicide burn. I'm actually letting myself travel a little bit more. Actually, I should go this way some more. And try and land in that ditch over there. So I'm going to send myself sideways a bit. Now you notice down here I've got horizontal and vertical speed up, so that I have an idea of how fast I'm coming in. Now if I aim straight down and start doing a burn at full speed, you'll notice my suicide burn is no longer falling as quickly as it was before. Neither is my altitude, or my altitude's dropping as to where it's expecting me to have to do it. But that's because I'm traveling sideways a bit. Let me kill that horizontal. And kind of, the slope I'm over right now is 3.5 degrees, 2.8 degrees. That's fine for my purposes. Just trying to kill my horizontal speed here. Notice I'm in millimeters per second. That's not a lot, but I do try to keep that out on about 20. Alright, so let's get my gear out. So now, if I'm aimed straight down, I've started to fall again. So I'm 9468 altitude from mean sea level. My impact altitude is 4,785. So doing some quick math, you end up at about 4790 or so. It's telling me that in 38, from where I am now, I'll have to start a suicide burn. The altitude I have to do the suicide burn at above the terrain is this. This is the amount of delta V I'll spend doing it. Looks like I'm going to land on a 5.2 degree slope. That's not too bad. We'll just kill some of that. Just knocking off some of that sideways speed. There we go. So that's why you do suicide burns. It's really to save yourself delta V from trying to glide in. Because the longer you're gliding, the longer you're fighting atmosphere, and you're basically countering yourself. It's not intuitive, but it's why you do it. And we'll just speed this along and I'll show you the actual burn point. So watching suicide burn distance, which like you'll see down here, this is how far I'm going to go before I have to start my suicide burn, or I'm not going to be able to negate all of my velocity before impact. Now some of you may wonder why I don't use the retrograde, prograde controls and things like that. It's because I don't trust them. I have had too many ships go herring off into their own direction if I overburn, and we're getting close, or they're off-center. There we go. See, so I got close to 0, and now I'm on full speed burn, which is always dangerous with Ion, but that's okay. If you take a look, watch our vertical speed as we come in for the landing versus our actual height to altitude. So watch this bottom left corner. So as we're coming down, now I gotta start playing with it, and that's why I don't use the follow retrograde. Make sure I'm controlling from the right point. Okay, let's actually go down. I overthrusted a bit there, my bad. So once again, we'll have a new suicide burn. I have to suicide burn in 53 meters worth of travel. So we're going to get that number close to 0 again. And it's not always dead accurate because it's also taking into account your sideways velocity. Which I need to negate a bit. And now, once you're close like this, you just kind of eyeball it yourself. You know, you just want to come in at a nice 3 meters per second or so. Just let it land. And that's really all there is to it. So hopefully that helps you out, Shadow. And if there's any other questions, guys, always don't hesitate to drop me a comment. If I can, I'll always try and answer any questions or show you what I'm talking about, things like that, if you're interested in looking at them. For example, I built the suicide burn bar here by basically creating a new custom selection and then going in and editing what I wanted it to look like. And you can always shut it back off. So, that'll end this episode of The Agency, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.